Got a bag for him with a visa. Pulling up the leader. Getting that while I'm on the. She's a keeper. No play burritos. Get to the pesos with amigos. I cannot with no zeros.
Thought you went out. No, I can't show you no love, baby. Yeah, I am a boss in the cut, Mayday. Bubbles and these models are. It's popping, I tip her. I skip her, I give her the. Girl, you on my line right now. Yeah, I can see the signs right now. Feeling like a boss right now. Feeling like a boss right now. And you just took a loss right now. Dripping in the sauce right now. Get a sprinkle up my style. I'm about to lock down.
Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall.
I feel like a boss right now. Talk to the man right now.
Oh yeah.
Feel like the man right now. Your girl on my line right now.
Oh yeah.
Shorty oughta been my me. Ooh, yeah. She love me in the gray sweatpants. You never left, yeah.
Feeling like a boss, I done made it. Get so like a spaceship. I swear my life is.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it, and they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Brandon, when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and talked about how they wanted to begin this game offensively, they talked about their script, didn't they? 10 to 15 plays, the first 10 to 15 they had on their script. Nowhere on the script was there throwing an interception, I have to believe.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A first carry now for Alex Collins. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
Detroit!
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Got a man, it's caught. for a Ravens touchdown. In for the score. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, sings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Now Bortles throwing on second down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags. Shotgun now for Bortles. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes his quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Open man right side is Ingram. Finding some room at midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. From the gun, it's Jackson finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down, brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun, it's Bortles. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one goes for 24 yards. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Yeah, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. After the interception, here's Jackson. Over to the right side, caught by Moncrief. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. They go play action with Jackson. Flush to his right. Fighting to stay upright. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Calais Campbell on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw, it's Bortles. Dumps it off to Fournette. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
11B.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. So here, the men in charge are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Punch right.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Bortles to throw on second down. Forced out to his left. Room to run past midfield. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
He's going to wind up. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Fournette. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On second down, here's Bortles. Over the middle, hauled in by Shark. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And Zerline's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They'll begin the drive with Collins. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Two minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Jackson. And he's got Moncrief. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. Play action. It's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. Here's a first down run with Collins. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with the coach and our EA Sports halftime report. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 49 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And this one is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever they want.
Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they try the right side here. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Called out a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
This is Collins on the handoff. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll try and sneak it here. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
No gain? Quarterback sneak? No gain? Aren't you supposed to get something out of that?
Yeah, needed a full yard there. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. Now Collins, and he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On first, they go right back to Collins, and he stopped immediately there. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Tuck it and run. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll give it to him up the middle. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
Detroit! Detroit!
Third and goal, Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. As his guys are in for 6. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter. Not
only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is
do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Tavon Young. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Jackson on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And a return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the fourth. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Shark's got it, left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. Escaping the pressure right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. They could get it done, but guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. In for the score. And the Jaguars get a score closer. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Zerline out now to kick this one away. Jamal Agnew now to return it. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a two-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Play action. Now Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Cole. 23 yards on the play. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. And look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he gets it down to the 32. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Jackson on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a 1st down.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a gain, hard to argue against calling it.
They run with Collins. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. The Ravens on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. And they'll run it here. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Going up top. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 44. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Now a play fake here on first down. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 24 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. The pitch to Fournette. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Let's go, let's go. Lucy.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down at the 2. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Shotgun now for Bortles. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. From the gun, it's Bortles. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.